Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little bit since I jumped into some Duelist 2, but we're going to take on the ladder today because I've deranked a little bit. Let's see what we can do about that. All right, here we go. Obviously living in the depths of silver. Now, I'm playing a creep list that's a little bit modified from what has typically been running around, mostly because, well, I was missing seemingly a whole bunch of cards. And then on top of it, there have been a whole slew of changes. So we'll see how we do. We're up against Vitruvian. I probably want... Now, we're gonna shoot for a more early game. And I also need to shoot for turning down my volume a little bit. It's kind of loud. All right, so I guess we're up against Structure, Vitruvian, Cycle. Try to remember to do that first, and we'll just set up. Not the most thrilling thing to set up, but, you know, it is what it is. You take what you can get. We do have the Headhunter, which is nice, but of course there's going to be a whole bunch of tiles that it's going to be vulnerable on. Next turn we could have 5, but we can't really threaten this in a meaningful way. In fact, I don't think we can threaten it at all. We'll see whether they're aggressive and try and take this. Not that I can get it, but we'll cycle the Nova. At least I expect that's what we're going to do. Pyromancer. Things I did not expect. We need to find a Blood Tier Alchemist, ideally. Alright, so they're going to take everything. That's actually annoying. That's actually somewhat annoying. We're going to push up. This may be a mistake. If I put this here, they need to invest both this and this to kill it. Unless they have a... whatever the other obelisk is, the one that buffs them. Oh, it's still very loud. Volume is just extreme. Alright, so we get a Doomcaster. That's obnoxious. It's presumably going to eat this here. Yep. Going for the board advantage. Now, we do have... I mean, this is nice, but this is going... Ooh, they're going to not run it away all the way. They may body block with the general. If they don't, that seems like an error, because I can walk this up. Okay, they're going to Doomcaster, that's why. So this is going to make my life kind of complicated. This is going to be kind of complicated. Okay. So we'll probably cycle the Iraqi. Healing allows me to kill one of those. We could punch this and then get this. We're looking at a whole bunch more dervishes, though. We could trade into this one. Like, I don't really like this game plan. Oh, no! I messed up my positioning. That was just an error. Okay. Well, that changes things. For some reason, I thought I was going to be one space closer. And I guess I brain farted here. Boy. Do we underdrop now? I guess we underdraw. I also should not have put this here. I'm so angry with myself after screwing that up, because now they get to kill this for free. At least if it was here, it would have demanded something else. Okay, they're going for this instead. They're still kind of going to get it for free because of the dervishes. We're not out of it, but I'm just annoyed with myself for making errors. Although I'm taking a ton of damage here, so, like... It's not impossible for us to be out of it. I mean, this is part of the reason I kept the Rejuvenators. So we could Rejuvenate and then lure this, so that way we don't have to worry about it. Punch this. I mean, we're definitely probably these two this turn, and then we'll shroud this later on. Oof. Brutal. Brutal. We may just be dead. This buys us a little bit of time. But I'm definitely making this more difficult on myself than it needs to be. Definitely made this more difficult on myself than it needed to be. Alright, sure. They could have moved and popped this instead. I wonder why, because then they could eat this here. Wait, what? Oh, this got reworked. Okay. Sure. I thought it was Entropic Decay, like the old one where it's destroy something near your general. That's obviously not the case. Womp wah. Oh boy. So now we have to pray that we don't just die. There's a lot of things that could probably get us. And not a whole lot of... Well, I take it back. We do have a couple things that can save us now, sort of. But we'll see. We will see. They obviously are running Blast. They could easily just go Rasha's Curse plus... Well, they use 2 Doomcasters, but it could be like Rasha's Curse, 3rd Doomcaster, plus the +1/+1 buff thing. Scion's whatever wish. Or they can just play monsters in my face. Yeah, that seems bad. Oh boy. We trade here. Play the Rejuvenator, probably. At least I think that's the most appropriate plan. And unfortunately, I have double staff now, so, like, there's lots, again, still many, many, many ways that they can just get me, but we're up to 13. And hopefully we can buy enough time. Still 5 cards in hand. Only this Dervis can reach us, though, and that's only 9 on the board, but we're running low on heals at this stage. And I'm not confident there's going to be a lot of ways to remove these without taking a ton. Because yes, we could hit these, but it's like an entire turn of this to remove one of them. Alright, so there's one of the wishes. Alright, you're just going to move up and punch face. So this has Blast. I think this was changed too. General deals double damage. Spectacular. So we could trade with this guy. Like, run the Revenant in. If instead we eat this, we don't kill him. Because we're only going to do... 5... or 3... 4? Yeah, we can't kill him with anything but the Revenant. We could just run away from the General, but this thing having Blast is kind of scary. So if we put this here, there's no way for them to... Like, they could land... Oh, no, they could land it here. If they get a Dervish here, it can get it. So that placement leaves a little bit to be desired. That could have been better, yep. So they get another 0 for 1, I guess. This probably trades here, then they're at 10. Depending on what they play, we could hypothetically Nova it to death. That is absolutely not what we wanted to see. Because that's 10 damage there, 12, 13. We might just be dead. It's gonna be close. I mean, we probably just go for the double Nova. Like, Nova, stay alive, Nova. Hopefully. Like, I'm almost tempted. So if we Nova here, they need a way to kill the Amara, because I can't kill it on my own. Like, if they punch me, I mean. Because if I put the Nova here, then this thing can die and represents more damage to my face. Whereas now, they have to heal, or have a way to pop the Amara and push the remaining damage. Bone Swarm! I mean, they still have a lot of cards in hand. Can they kill me out of hand? You have, like, rush stuff, maybe. Ooh, Mirage Master? Seems good. Not quite good enough in this instance, though. Not quite good enough in this instance. We're going to steal one away here. GG. We got him. Game 1 in the books. Alright, here we go. Game 2. Let's see how we can do. The last game, I mean, I made some play errors, but sometimes you go, oops, double Shadow Nova. You know, I've been playing a lot of Phobies, obviously, and one of the things that comes up in that game is there is a character, a game piece called Akira that impacts the entire board, both yours and your opponent's. Now, it's one of the most costly cards in the game, but it's interesting to me that that is notably one of the things that generates the most complaints. And I have to wonder how much of that is transferable to Duelist, because realistically, when you ignore the board in the way that like Shadow Nova can, there is an element of frustration there where, well, now nothing, like, the positional element is just gone, right? Right, so we have 4, we're going to play these 2. We're obviously running up against Mechazor. I'm going to take this, even though I don't need it, just to deny them the mana tile. But yeah, the positional element is removed when you have something that's global. Now, I'm not opposed entirely to having things that are global in a game that cares about your positioning and spatial awareness, we'll say. But it is something to consider, and the traditional card game Wrath effects, I mean, we saw Plasma Storm recently get nerfed, and oh, they played this second, that's why they had noops. Cool. I'm possibly being way too aggressive here. But we're gonna go for it. We're gonna replace that. I'm gonna maintain the Shroud. Bone Storm would actually be a blowout here. This was a mistake. You probably should have been here, because then the only place they could retreat to get away from it is they can't get away from it. Speaking of positioning mattering. So the new Entropic Decay seems pretty good. This is part of the reason I wanted to preserve the body, is because then we can try and kill this. So we could grasp. We have to punch this, which is obnoxious, and then we lock this guy in. We have a terminus, so we're going to cycle that. Alternatively, I could just move and play this somewhere. Move here. Move this down. Pop this guy. Yeah, 'cause no matter what, I have to punch this thing. And I think doing that is more important because I'm advancing my board. As compared to me just grasping and then, well, I actually, in retrospect, yeah, I should have grasped and then rejuvenated. Because then this is all the way on here. Yeah, that was just a bad play. That was just a bad play. In my head, I was thinking I didn't have enough mana to do the grasp and anything else because I was so focused on this. And just, duh, I could have just played the rejuvenator. That would have been a significantly better option. But that's what happens when you're out of practice, right? I'll be honest, I didn't 100% copy this list, but I definitely took inspiration. I don't like the Iraqis here. I get it. A more aggressive creep list that's using Shadow Nova as a finisher probably makes more sense than, especially in lieu of the fact that there are not any, there aren't any hero powers, so you can't just get value out of Cassiva's creep thing any longer. We'll pin them in with this. I think I'm just going to ruin their day with this, so there's like no chance of them getting Mechazor anytime soon, or at all for that matter. The game will certainly end before a Mechazor hits the board, or shortly thereafter, given the Revenants. I do like playing Creep just because it's a fun archetype. For me, I'm sure overall there are people who feel differently, but it's just not... I don't know. It's one of those things in card games where the natural inclination of wanting to just dirtle around and do nothing, or in this case, just like, hey, let me get a gazillion creep tiles, and then eventually I'll kill you, or I'll just make life so miserable for you that you can't do anything. That's not actually an effective game plan, which is not a knock against the game. That's how pretty much most, if not all, card games work, because doing something now is better than doing it later, aka winning the game. However, I would be interested in seeing games that favor that sort of game plan and what is the normal play pattern. Are those actually entertaining and fun games? Because part of me says it's probably not going to be, but you never know. You never know. Shadow Tracer? That is not a thing that I expected. I mean, you just walked into that, but sure. It does make my life a little more challenging. They're never getting out of this. It's just not happening. Always replace last. Now, admittedly, I'm taking a bunch of damage, and I'm probably being way too aggressive about this. There is a chance that I lose this game due to something colossally dumb. Because I'm at 12. Sometimes duelist games just feel like, oops, I died. And it's felt that way for a long time, although I think what the devs are currently doing to rebalance things are moving it in a better direction. I don't always like all of the changes that they've made, but I can't necessarily disagree with most of them. Like, I find it difficult to disagree in a lot of instances. I don't have the foggiest idea what our opponent's playing. Okay, another Silhouette Chaser. Tracer, rather. Man, it doesn't matter, they're still dead. Which I have to imagine they recognize. Alright, so you go to 10. We're representing 12 on the board. Well, board and hand. They have 2 more mana, so they could hypothetically live. It's not out of the question. No, we're representing 12 on the board because this can just punch here, so it doesn't matter. You go here. You're here. And we got him. GG. It's that simple. Just double Spectral Revenant. Double Nova, double Revenant, why not? Game number 3. This time against Magmar. We had 2 Vitruvian opponents. We'll see what we do up against Magmar in our 3rd game. I don't really want the Shroud early, I don't think. So we'll see how we do. I mean, this is fine. At least we can do stuff on the board. The Headhunter is going to take a little bit to get buffed, I would expect. We'll see. We will see. What are you doing there, bad guy? The appropriate thing, cycling. Young Silithar seems fair. So we could play the Iraqi, but they're not going to get anywhere. We could advance this just for the sake of it, but I don't want it to die. I think we just do this to start. This way, if they decide to get aggressive, I can fight it a little bit. Plus, of course, extra creep tiles can't hurt. I wonder if this would be more interesting if it cost a little bit more and had a more relevant body. A 2-1 for 1 makes me very sad. And I don't think there's any reasonable way to have it deploy more creep tiles when it dies. I don't know. I feel like it's asking for disaster. Alright, so this thing's got to go, and quickly. Representing 7. But whatever's going to be here is also going to be big, so that's obnoxious. Phalanxer. Oh, boy. I don't know what we can draw here. Another Headhunter is not quite what we were looking for. I think we actually have to kill the Mirkwood. We're taking this just to deny it. You can just move down. I think we have to kill the Mirkwood, but there's a lot of danger here of them, like, if they have, like, the Cleave spell or something. Whatever the hell it's called. Whatever the Dire Tide Fury? Dire Tide something or other? I'm lining them up like this both to avoid that particular one, although no matter what, they'll be able to get 2, but this also gives me the option to potentially blow up the Silithar. We're only going to have 5 resources, so we have not dead cards, but 2 less than useful cards. We can buff this Headhunter, but I imagine this is going to crash into it. So, like, they could run either one of these here, and then the Phalanxer offs the Headhunter, but now it's pinned at the bottom, so it's kind of out of commission for a little bit. The Merkblood Devourer is interesting. I feel like it used to do something different. I don't know, it's been so long. It's been a long time. Yep. So this is expected. So then this can crash in here, assuming they don't buff it or heal it. Which is part of the reason that I didn't run this in immediately, because, like, force them to do something. Flash Reincarnation. That doesn't seem good. That could be a Mecantor War Beast. Could be very unfortunate. Lady Locke? Okay. Alright, so we can't kill this now. We could punch here, which frees this up, but that doesn't do anything for us. I think we're going to get rid of the Nova. I'm inclined to keep this. Okay, this might make a difference. 4, 5. If we kill this by poking it, we can get this, but I'm not too concerned about killing this, to be perfectly honest. What I want to do is get rid of the Rebirth guys. This leaves me with bodies to clear things, and, of course, I still have the Rejuvenator. So I'm not too worried about my life total just yet. I know Plasma Storm, as I mentioned earlier, got reworked, but I don't remember what it does now. But this is, like, AoE buffs deck? Is this a thing? Wait, this only... Oh, no, this costs 1 because of the Flash Reincarnation. That's interesting that it shows in the trail here. I kind of get why, but it's still a little weird to me. So these two kill this. This punches face. Slash... gets buffed and blows me out. So I'm forced into the Rejuvenator next turn, I think. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, like, you need to hit that thing. You need to use it if you're gonna play that. That does, in fact, make my life more challenging. 7, 8, 9. Well, we got a Nova back. Doesn't really help me. They can Mecantor this turn. Which would be very, very bad. Be very bad. It would probably be game losing. We're going to preemptively do this so that way when I kill it next turn... Like, if they Mecantor this turn, I'm going to need everything to go off. So what we do is we could Nova or Revenant. Probably Revenant into Nova. I wonder how the timing would have worked if I had grasped? Sounds weird. I know that, like, just sounds weird to say. Played Grasp on the Silithar. Then this kills it. Does the egg count as a nearby ally? It shouldn't, but I don't know exactly how the sequencing for that will work. So see, what they do here, no matter what, wherever I position this, it wouldn't matter. But they move this up. They play the War Beast down here. Like, they can play wherever and move it here. And then they're split, so I can't save them. Really? I mean, I get it. But, like... So this will die. I will be able to Revenant this. Oh, you're going to Dancing Blades. Huh, okay. So we do this here and then kill the egg, I guess. This means the blades can't... Like, they have to face check with this. I assume they'll walk away. We have double whip to try and keep ourselves alive. So we could whip twice and rejuvenate her if we have to. That doesn't seem terrible. Like, I don't hate that. Excuse me. Throat's getting a little parched. I haven't even been recording that long. I was going to say streaming, but I haven't been recording that long. It's not a streaming day. If you're interested in some live streams, hit up my Discord and or the Twitch link in the description. I have been exploring the idea of doing YouTube streams. I just haven't yet. Metamorphosis. So they obviously punch this. So they go to 8, 7, 6. We need 2 more damage. Okay, never mind. We need 4 more damage. It's not happening. Not at the moment. I don't have enough mana to do everything I want to do, but we're going to go here. Like this. Actually, I miscounted. I keep forgetting that we had this other tile from early in the game. So we could have represented more damage, but we did not have enough to finish it. Can they get me out of hand? I guess it's possible with... They only have to do 8, so Vindicator plus stuff? Nah, that probably won't work. Because that's, like, at most 5? 3, 4, 5 mana. If I'm remembering it correctly. I think Phalanx are still 2 mana. We didn't get the other Shadow Nova, nor did we get another Revenant. But we do have heals, and we have removal, so we can try and stay alive for the time being. This is playing more control-y. I mean, I'm probably playing it poorly. But it's playing more control-y than what I was expecting with the Headhunters. I guess the Headhunters just kind of give you the option to be more aggressive. Plus, of course, having more low drops contest the board early on. Definitely valuable. Okay, I didn't expect Greater Fortitude. They could kill us out of hand. Am I dead? That's not lethal there, but, like, that's not good. Ow? Well, if we find the Shadow Nova, we still win. We did not. So we're going to grasp. Does this kill it first? Okay. I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to prompt me to, like, move it somewhere. I would have just put it here, but good to know. I wonder if it would have been better to put the Rejuvenator in between. I'm not sure. We're going to put this here, are we? No matter where we put it, we get blown out by the War Beast. We could fling this guy instead. And it might have been better to play Rejuvenator lore, actually. We're going to put it here as a forward threat. So if we played the Rejuvenator here and then lured, this thing could be on the other side of the board, and the only way they could threaten me is through rush minions. Whereas now, hypothetically, they remove this, say, natural selection, buff this guy sky high, and then just get at me. Certainly not the way I'd want to go out. We'll have to see what they do. We still haven't found any of our long-distance game enders. And so we played one Nova, and I think we only played one Revenant. I don't remember if we cycled one. I don't know if we saw that many. Not like it matters, but... That's a Metamorphosis, so they're going to come at me. They only have 2 cards in hand. Like, there's a world in which I can outlast them. I mean, they're going to draw more, but... Alright, so they are running rush minions. That's scary. Ugh, I don't like that. Oof, that's not good. I'm surprised they didn't kill this, but I kind of get it. Show me a win. That's not it. I don't think there's any way for them to kill me out of hand from this far away. Yes, there is. So they play something here. They play a rush minion. Or they play something here, they play something here, they play a rush minion and buff it, but that would necessitate like a Saber Spine and 2 things. Or, well, a Vindicator and something big enough, maybe? Got 20 cards in deck with 4 outs. And it's been... I don't know how many turns it's been where we've had them in this position. Where it could be lethal. It's been a while, but I don't know how long. And we do have a bunch of threats we can play next them. They played 2 Metamorphosis. I doubt they have more than 2. Alright, there's a Vindicator, sure. Certainly makes sense. Okay. Cycle the Ultis. Pop this guy. Punch to the face. Heal us. We're just gonna run away. we're about as far as we can get. Alright, we have the game in hand, assuming they don't do something. We got that W. I don't know what they could do. I mean, I guess they could, like, double Earth Sphere and buy more time, but that's still not getting them completely out of dodge. I think we're in good shape. I know that sounds ridiculous staring at how much creep? 6 creep on the board with a Shadow Nova in hand, and then with 3 health, yeah. Seems okay. Seems okay. Flash Reincarnation? Now, admittedly, at any point during this game, if they had a War Beast, I probably was dead. As I mentioned on multiple occasions, like I was playing around it a lot. There's the War Beast. Still not quite enough. GG. We got him. 3 wins, chat. Not bad. Not bad. You take those. So the creepy Crawlies actually paid off. 3-0 on the ladder. Admittedly, I'm still slumming it in silver, but we did have at least one S-rank opponent as we were trying our games. Things I would change, honestly, are probably going to come down to, can I craft a few more things? And I also just plainly need more games with this list. Now, the Void Grasp change, the nerf to it, I just cut it entirely, but I don't know if it belongs in the list anymore or not. We'll have to see. Because I don't know, 1 damage and 2 heal just doesn't seem great. Time will tell about this, so we'll see how it goes. But that's going to do it for this time. Let me know if you want to see more Duelist content, and of course, the likes and subscribes do help. As always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.